All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into the ultimate cautionary tale of hustle culture gone wrong. But more importantly, we're going to look at how to actually build a business that serves your life rather than, completely consuming it. If you've ever felt like you're working so much harder but somehow not getting any further ahead, you are absolutely going to want to pay close attention to the insights we're unpacking today.
Let's kick things off with a massive, seven-figure milestone, $1 million. Specifically, this is the story of an entrepreneur named Justin French, who ran an IT consulting business. Over the course of 5 grueling years, he hustled, he ground it out, and he successfully pushed that business to generate $1 million in top-line revenue. Sounds like a huge win, right? Well, here is the absolute gut punch.
Over those 5 years, bringing in all that revenue, his actual net profit, the money he actually got to take home and keep, was only $50,000. Yeah, 50 grand on $1 million. This perfectly illustrates how chasing top-line revenue without any real operational efficiency is a complete trap. It is literally a grueling treadmill that leads straight to burnout.
So how do we avoid this? To fix this burnout problem and build a business the right way, we're going to break this down into 5 parts. The vanity of revenue, the true meaning of leverage, hunting with the 97-3 rule, tripling down on mastery, and finally, building your ultimate legacy. Let's get right into it.
Starting off with Part 1, the vanity of revenue, or working harder versus smarter.
Now, the insights we're unpacking today come straight from a highly specific source. It's a Wisdom Wednesday coaching session hosted by Justin Results French for a community known as the Revenue Ronin. Justin is an operator who learned these lessons the really hard way, and now he teaches other people how to scale with actual discipline and data.
And he drops this absolute truth bomb right out of the gate. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, equity is freedom. This is a crucial mindset shift. A business that hits $1 million in revenue but only nets $50,000, that's not a victory lap. That is a blaring warning siren.
Which brings us to Part 2, the true meaning of leverage and why you need to stop doing everything yourself.
People throw the word leverage around in corporate buzzword bingo all the time, but this right here is the real operational definition. Leverage is the master lever of scale. It literally means tripling down on the one thing you are an absolute master at, delegating everything else, and focusing your energy on building trust-based relationships instead of just cold pitching all day. To put that into perspective and see what real leverage looks like in practice, look at Justin's 2012 baseline. His revenue expectation for his side agency was $20,000 a month. And get this, he maintained that 20 grand a month while he still held down a full-time day job. If he wasn't hitting that number, he knew some part of his system was broken. That is the insane standard that leverage makes possible.
So how do you pull that off? It comes down to a brilliantly simple sequence. Step 1, learn it. Step 2, do it. Step 3, delegate it. In that exact order every single time. You absolutely cannot hand off a skill or a task to someone else if you haven't mastered it yourself first. Actually, scratch that. You can, but it's going to be a disaster. Mastering it first is a non-negotiable rule of scale.
And if you need proof that this framework works, look at this. Justin split a client engagement with a partner agency. The partner ran the SEO and Justin just ran social media. His specific piece of that account brought in $3,000 a month for roughly 20 hours of his time. Because he was a master at his piece and leveraged his partner for the rest, that client stayed with him for 6 years. When you consider the average agency client lifespan is only about 2 years, that is incredible. It really highlights the power of focused mastery.
Moving right along to Part 3, hunting with the 97-3 rule. Basically, stop pitching and start asking. What's really fascinating here is how this completely flips traditional sales logic upside down. The 97-3 rule states that 97% of the people in your pipeline are simply not ready to buy from you today. And you know what? That's completely fine. That is not a failure. That is just your nurture list. But that tiny 3% sliver, those are the folks who are ready right now. So you shouldn't be hunting the 97%. You need to be laser focused on that 3%. But how do you actually spot them? Well, they have to have these 4 exact criteria lined up. Number 1, they have the budget. Number 2, decision-making authority. Number 3, they're experiencing a real pain point. And number 4, it's the right timing for them to solve it. If they are missing even one of those, they stay on the nurture list. Which tees up this incredibly high-impact quote from the session. Problems get attention, but pain points get you paid.
The absolute biggest shift you can make when scaling your revenue is to just stop pitching your services to everyone with a pulse, and instead start asking targeted questions. You have to uncover that deep, structural pain point in the 3% who are ready to make a move.
All right, part 4, tripling down on mastery with the revenue Ronin.
Let's look at how real operators are executing this out in the wild. These community members aren't trying to boil the ocean and do everything. Kaveh is teaching a masterclass on relationship-based selling while building a creator incubator. Danielle is scaling her team and building out a podcast studio. Yvonne is focusing purely on audience growth, having just published a book on X-growth. And Victor Morgan is leveraging his community to relentlessly test his product, Lazura. Every single one of them is tripling down on their specific zone of genius.
But to really capitalize on that kind of mastery, you need a way for different types of clients to engage with you. You can't just have a one-size-fits-all. Every operator needs a prepared offer stack, high, mid, and low-ticket items. Think of it as a do-it-yourself option, a done-with-you coaching option, and a premium done-for-you service. Having this tiered approach lets you capture value across your entire pipeline without running yourself ragged.
Finally, we arrive at part 5, building your ultimate legacy, the big picture.
I want to just slow things down for a second here. Because according to Justin's coaching session, when all the hustle is over and we inevitably reach the end of our lives, we are definitely not going to be thinking about our top-line revenue numbers or how optimized our marketing funnels were. We are going to ask ourselves 4 simple yet incredibly profound questions. Did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? Did I make a difference?
And that brings us to our final thought for today. Build that mind, build that body, build that business, build that bank account, but most importantly, build that legacy. Remember, profit is sanity and equity is freedom, precisely because they buy you the time and the space to go out there and make a real difference. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to chew on. Based on how you are operating right now, what kind of legacy are you building today? Keep learning, keep building, and I will catch you on the next explainer.